Man, this game is good. The AI. Oh. Hey up, Jake. How's it going, pal? Hope you're well, especially with all the shite going on. I'm just having a bit of a clear out of stuff and have some old PS2/PS3 games if you're interested for your collection. Hell yeah! Hello and welcome back to another Pickups video, and this is a very special episode as I've just hit 900 games after my friend Nathan rang me up and said that he had a few games for me, and it was quite a haul. I used to walk home from high school with Nathan pretty much every day for a time, and we used to talk about all sorts of games. Metal Gear Solid 2, I remember talking about True Crime Streets of LA with him. He has a pretty decent taste in games, so there are quite a few good ones in here. So I'll show you all those, and then at the end I'll reveal the 900th game to go in my collection. First up, John Woo presents Stranglehold. I remember playing a demo of this game when it first came out, and it kind of reminded me, or is quite similar to that other game that came out called Wet, which is a female protagonist. I remember it being pretty standard as far as third-person shooters go, maybe slightly ambitious for its time, but definitely worth having for the authentic John Woo experience, as the box says. James Cameron's Avatar: The Game. I also played a demo of this, and to be honest, it was insanely terrible, but it may be funny to do a review on this at some point, I guess. The Godfather on PS2. Someone I know is actually playing this on Xbox at the minute, and it looks really interesting. I think this was a time when a lot of people were trying to compete with GTA and be the next GTA basically. Mission Impossible, Operation Surma. I remember the PS1 Mission Impossible being quite good, but I've never played this one. Another one I've never played, Headhunter on the PS2. Looks quite interesting, quite not Silent Hill, quite Siphon Filter-ish maybe. Squad-based shooter, Conflict Desert Storm 2. There was a lot of good shooters on the PS2, so looking forward to checking that one out. The original Devil May Cry, of course, I don't need to say much about that. Excellent game. And of course the same can be said of Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. Bit of a weird one now, an opened but unused PlayStation Move starter pack, which includes the Move controller, PlayStation Eye or PlayStation Camera. So now I can finally play the Eye of Judgment and see what that's all about. I've had the cards and the game for ages. And there's a PlayStation Move starter disc which has some demos and stuff on it. 3 Madden games now, which of course I've never really had much interest in, but I do really like rugby games, so if these are similar in like gameplay, I have no idea if they will be, then I might be quite interested in them. These are Madden 2004, Madden 08 and Madden 09. Speaking of rugby, I also got Rugby League 2, which should be a blast to play, and Midnight Club, which is a racing game I've heard quite good things about. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. I've never got round to playing. I really should get round to this because I love Red Dead Redemption. Maybe after I've played Red Dead Redemption 2 finally, I'll go back and follow the story through and then maybe play Undead Nightmare after that. Batman Arkham City, which is a great game. Most people prefer Arkham City to Arkham Asylum. I personally prefer Arkham Asylum. I think it has a lot more focused gameplay and better stealth than Arkham City, but a great game nonetheless. So I've never played any Tony Hawk's games past Underground 2. Are they any good? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, but here's Tony Hawk's Proving Ground on the PS3. So I played the first one of this and it was kind of just like, nah, it's okay. Maybe this one can make some big improvements. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty much the same, but again. But yeah, we'll see. We'll check that out. Both of the Force Unleashed games seem to be very fondly remembered actually from when I've spoken to people about it in the past. But I just thought it was kind of trying to copy God of War in a way, but just doing it really not good at all. Nathan also threw in some Play Magazine Action Replay cheats, 3 discs worth. And these are just like cool little relics of the past, I suppose you would say. Playable cheats for some SmackDown games, Sonic Heroes, San Andreas, Zone of the Enders 2, Medal of Honor Frontline, and some maps for Time Splitters 2. That's quite interesting actually. So I've just got one more game to show, the 900th game in my collection. But before that, I've made some progress finally on the PlayStation Magazine collection. I bought 3 new magazines from Sega Mags, who I've done business with before, and you can check him out on his Facebook page. And these 3 are all special edition official PlayStation magazines. We have the best games of 2000, and of course SmackDown 2 was definitely one of them. 2000 really did have a lot of great games. Tenchu 2, Medal of Honor, Resident Evil 3, Dino Crisis 2, Tony Hawk's 2. This year is packed with great games. Here's the beat 'em up special from 1999 featuring the best beat 'em ups in the world ever. I love this silver cover, it's brilliant. Of course I can guess that they're just going to be gushing about Tekken constantly in this magazine and just comparing everything to Tekken. And finally, all the best extreme sports games ever on the PlayStation 1, and there was a lot of them. This issue features some interviews with extreme sports professionals as well as all the expected reviews. Some of the other special edition magazines I already have the demos for that go with the magazines. These ones I don't have yet. Hopefully someday I'll be able to find them. Okay, now we've got that out of the way, I bet you're just dying to know what is the 900th game that I've added to my collection. Without further ado, here we go. It's a doozy. It's FIFA 08.